Hi, it's Nicole from Ergonomic Fitness on IC Digital. Today we're doing a cable workout. I'm at the gym and I'm using a 2-tower cable machine, so I might modify certain exercises if you only have one. So I show you how you can do a similar exercise if you only have 1 tower available. I'm not exactly sure how long it's going to take. It might be 45 minutes, something like this. And we're doing 2 times 12 reps. You are always welcome to do less reps or more reps. So we're doing 12 today. You can pause the video in between if you want to do 4 sets, or if you want to do a longer or shorter time, if you need longer or shorter. And don't forget to support us on our Patreon side. The link is up here. And grab some water, and we need a mat because we will be doing a few exercises on the floor. You're ready, I'm ready, let's go. We're doing a little warm-up, starting here, going over here. So I'm turning sideways, make sure your back is straight. If you're on each side, you can jog, or you can run on the treadmill if you want for a mile. Do whatever you want to do to warm up, or do some jumping jacks. Some squats. And doing some lunges. Switch sides. Now we're starting with the first exercise. I will be doing squats and with biceps curls. So when you choose your weight, so you should be able to do each rep as precise as possible. So the first rep should look the same as your rep number 12 or 15. So I can't really recommend a certain weight because every cable machine is different. So I might have to adjust in between my resistance. So just make sure when you do 8 or 10 or 12 or 15 reps or 20 reps, make sure your form is always correct. You are squatting, have your chest up, chin is slightly tucked in, arms in front of you, and then come up and doing biceps curl. Okay? From here, up. Five. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So resting about 20-30 seconds, and then we're doing another set. So you're working your glutes, you're working your core, you're working your thighs, biceps, and also all these exercises that keep your heart rate up. So down again, have your feet toes slightly facing out, go low, come up, biceps curl. 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so if you only, I forgot to say that in the beginning, if you only have 1 tower, you could do the same exercise just using 1 arm. I apologize for that, so you're just going this way. Okay, if you only have 1 available. So we're starting from here. I am going down with the weight a little bit because we're moving our hands over our head. So I show you what we're going to do with 2 towers. I'm using 2 cables, and then I show you what to do if you only have 1. So we're starting here. You're doing a lunge, chin is tucked in, chest up. You're going from here, stepping forward. Okay? This is our next exercise. If you only have 1, just use 1. So you're going from here, my right leg in front, left arm in front, and we're going up here. Okay? Chin is tucked in, chest up, 50% weight is on each leg, and we're going up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure your cables are resting on your forearms. Have your arms up, don't drop them. Don't move your back in an arch position. You always keep leaning forward, and your fingers are always in line with your back. So most of the time I do between 12 and 15 reps. The less reps you do, the more core strength you need to have, and the more muscular you get, the less reps you do. If you do more reps, if you do more reps, you have your heart rate gets up a little bit higher, and you also doing I'm losing my words. I'll get back to that. So going over here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and rest. We are going and using on 1 only. So I'm using a little heavy, going a little heavier. Probably the same resistance that I was using when we were doing biceps curls. So the movement goes from here and you're going up. From here, up. So I'm shifting my weight from my left to my right side, and I bend my elbows, and the cable, when I'm standing straight, the cable is in front of my chest, and then I shift my weight, and then I'm going over here. Okay? 12 reps. Going from here, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep your knees behind your toes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Another thing I need to mention is, so when you do this exercise, the cable has to be in front of you. So when you pull, the cable should not be in your way. If you have it too far forward, then the cable is in your way. If you have it too far back, then you're reaching too far. So perfect position to see that you're in the right place. If you have your arms in front, you should have like a 90-degree angle from your hands down to the cable. So right angle from here. Then you know you're in a perfect position. So I'm going and do the other side. Going from here and up. 2, 11. One more. If you have not done many cable workouts, I always recommend doing more reps rather than lower reps. Because if you do something wrong, you want to make sure that you don't use too much weight. We're doing one set each side, and then we are moving this up. So I also wanted to mention, if you are going from here and pulling something up, your back side is more working. You're working your quads, your glutes, your lower back, and your shoulders. We're doing the same exercise now, same movement. We'll be moving this all the way up here. So we can go a little heavier because we're working with the gravity, so we're not against it. So you can probably do at least double as much as you did when you were going from down up. So we were starting from here, same movement towards your chest, and you're going down. So doing this exercise, you feel your front side working a little bit more. So all diagonal move from here. So this is the chain that you're working your muscles. And down. One. And you also want to make sure that you have 100% control over the cable. So when you have your arms straight, you don't want the cable pulling you away from you. So you want your shoulders always, your shoulder needs to be always safe in your socket. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm pulling from left down to right upper side down to the left. I have my left hand in first. So this exercise, you specifically feel in your obliques, and you're going down. 1, 2. So I'm pulling with my left hand, pushing with my right hand. Okay, so doing some chest. So I want you to move adjust this to your shoulder height. Doing a chest exercise. So, if you only have one available, I would go this way. Right hand in front, you're using your left arm, and you're doing a chest press. You can go this way. You can slightly rotate your torso. Don't move your arm too far back. You always want to make sure you keep your shoulder safe in your shoulder socket. So you're going this way. So I'm using 2. Then we switch legs. I'm putting my left leg in front. Keep 50% weight on each leg. Make sure your head, shoulders, and your hips are in line. Don't arch in your back. Keep your pelvis tilt. Draw your navel in. As soon as you draw your navel in, you feel tension in your glutes, so keep that tension. If for some reason, if you do 8 or 10 or 15 or 20 reps and you can't keep that form correct, go down with the weight. Go down with the weight. You don't want to injure yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Have your heel up. 8. From your back leg. 12. If you put your heel down, then there's a higher tendency that your shoulders are coming back and you arch. So if you keep your heel up, it's easier for you to keep your form and to keep your core engaged. So we are moving this down again, all the way down. Go very light. So we have our, I think I go even lower. So your palms are facing, starting with your palms facing up. It's an internal rotation in your shoulder. Doing a lunge. And then I want you to keep your back knee slightly bent, and as you come forward, you bring your arms forward, so palms facing up. Going from here, you can go low, so the lower you go, the more you work your legs. Chin is slightly tucked in. Keep your knee behind your toes. From here, up. 2, 3, 4. You're working your legs, your core, and your biceps. Good. Switching sides. Left leg is in front. You have your palms facing up, and then we're going, stepping forward, and go. 2, 3, 4. So for the people who only have one tower available, forgot to say that, you could do single. So you're just going from here up, like this, okay? Everything up as high as possible. So every time you pull something down, you can go heavier compared to if you go from down up. So you might have to try the weight, do 1 or 2 reps, and then eventually adjust the weight. I have one leg in front, one leg is back. I want you to pull the cables back so your elbows are aiming your shoulder blades. And you can either do the stationary or you can go down, if you want your legs a little bit more integrated, you go down into a lunge. So if you only have one available, I will recommend this. One arm. Okay? Squatting and pulling with one arm. Always keep your core engaged, squeeze your glutes. So I try to involve as many muscle groups as possible in one exercise, as you can probably figure. So it's a little bit more, no, it's not just a little bit, it's way more effective. So I always recommend doing a little bit more reps rather than doing just a few. You just get more out of it and you do not don't put too much pressure on the joints. And we're doing the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Working your lats, core, legs. So we are doing one exercise on the floor. So I go down with the weight, we're only using one arm. We're doing a plank on our forearm. So have your cable right in front of you. Go back a little bit, starting with your palm facing down, and then I want you to pull the cable this way. So palms down, and at the end, you're going this way. Your palm is facing up. 1, 2. Okay, switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. And then we're going the other way around. So we're pulling the cable up. So have the cable a little bit above your shoulder. I want to do it shorter on this side. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Sides. actually stay on our back. I'm using both. I'm gonna pull this down. So I show you how the exercise looks like. So if you have one available, I will probably go this way. If you have a bar, use a bar. If you don't have a bar, we'll use the handle. Let's use just one. So no two, it's just easier. So we're starting here. It's kind of a rowing exercise, but we're also working our lower back, hamstrings, glutes. So we're starting from here, pulling. Oh, it needs to be. That's better. So here, I want you to lay down on your back, and at the same time, you're moving your arms up, and then come up. So squeeze your glutes, and you roll your spine, joint by joint by joint by joint, until every joint of your spine is on the floor, and then you raise your hips, and then when you come up, put your upper thoracic spine down, and then you roll joint by joint by joint by joint by joint. Your lower back should be completely flat on the ground before you come up. Squeeze your knees together. Up. Exhale as you move your arms up. 5. More. And rest. Okay? So you can do a second set if you want, or you can use this one and keep your knees together the entire time. 10. 11. 12. Okay. Grab some water. We are going back into standing position. So the cable is, the joint isn't lined with your shoulder. So we're squatting a little bit, so you might have to adjust it. So when you stand, just have it a little bit in lower in line of your shoulder. I'm gonna move. Okay. So I show you the movement. you're doing a squat, have your arms in front of you. Make sure you have a 90-degree angle. When your arms are straight, there should be a 90-degree angle from the cable down like to your arm, to your forearm. And we are doing a torso rotation. We don't move our arms, so the movement is coming from our torso. So this way. So you're actually starting somewhere in line from your left leg into like, so this is your range of motion. So in line, keep the range of motion in line with your legs. This way. Exhale as you pull. So I have my right hand in front, my left hand is on top. My right hand is pulling, my left hand is pushing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So mostly feel that in your obliques. We're switching sides. Keep your elbows straight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again. So the second set, we are pulling and we're staying for a few seconds here, doing like 3 little moves at the end of this range of motion. And then we go back, okay? So 1 long one, stay here, and 2 or 3 short ones, and then you go back. Keep your knees stable, don't move them too much. And do 1 more. Okay. Rest. So no matter how many reps you do, just always pay attention on your form. So the lower, the less, the fewer reps you use, the more you build big muscles. We don't want that. So rather keep lean. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are coming all the way up. Again. So, I show you the movement. So you're going down here. This is your movement. So you're moving your legs and your arms at the same time, going into a deep lunge. So elbows are up. Keep your core engaged, back straight, heel is up, and then you're going down to the floor. So one, if you only have one, you're going down this way. Switch side. Leg in front. Make sure your front knee is not sticking further forward than your toes. Keep it behind. And go. So you always have control over the cables. Don't have the cables pull your shoulders up. So you always need to have 100% control. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. We have 3 more exercises to go, a few more things I have in mind. We are missing some abductor work for your part of your, which is part of your glutes. I'm moving this as far down as possible. I want you to put your foot in it. Keep, if you have something where you can, I'm going to use the mat actually here. So, I want you to should be standing elevated a little bit if you have the chance, because otherwise you don't want to drag your foot on the floor, so it's always better to keep your hips in line. If you don't have support, you just make sure that you have both hips should be facing straight forward. So we are holding on to here and we're going sideways. Make sure your front leg is slightly in front. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep your standing leg slightly bent. 7, 8, 9, 10. Shoulders relaxed, and then you switch. So if it's borderline from the weight, which it is for me, even though it's very light, because it's a small muscle group that we're working, sometimes the lighter one is too challenging, so you can break down the reps. So do a few rests if you feel like you start compensating, if you start feeling some funny moves. Rest for a few seconds and then continue. So you want to be really precise, then you get the most out of this exercise. So keep your leg slightly bent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have to stop for a few seconds because I would start compensating. 8. 12. Switch. So, and go. 2, 3, 4. This is as light as a cake. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 12. Okay. We are doing glutes. I we are going backwards. So I want you to have your foot slightly facing out, and you're doing a leg extension. Slightly lean forwards. Rest. I'm doing the same leg and then I turn around. So your gluteus maximus is a little bigger than your gluteus medius, that's why it's easier to do this exercise with the same weight. For this one I could eventually go a little heavier. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put your one arm behind your back, and that gives you a little bit better control about the position of the lower back. So you want to keep your lower back completely neutral. No hyperextension and switching legs using this side here. So remember, have your foot slightly facing out. So if you have a slight external rotation in your hip, you're working your glutes, it's a little bit more effective. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Yes. One more time. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? We're doing one more exercise and then we're done. So every muscle group is covered. I am going to move this about shoulder height here. So we are kneeling. And then I want you to come up and then pull straight back. So we're kneeling and you have the joint in line with your shoulders. So this time your elbows are going straight back. So now this way, I'm going back here. Switch sides. So when you pull, make sure your chin is tucked in. If the weight is too heavy, what we would do, we would doing like a funny move that looks like a chicken. So keep your chin tucked in, come up and pull. So you feel in your legs, in your front legs, glutes, quads. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, There's of course more exercises you can do, but I just picked a few so we have everything covered. We might do another cable workout in the future. So I just wanted to keep it about 45 minutes. So I want you to hold on to this pillar, have one leg in front, keep your heel down, hold this position here for 20 seconds. I have to apologize for my language. Sometimes I'm missing words. So I have some German words in my head. Especially if I talk to family members or friends in Germany, then I'm like a little bit lost sometimes. So you should feel stretch in between your shoulder blades and in the front in your shoulders and eventually in your calf. So you can use this one here to shift your hands, put your hands, have your hands resting on the pillar, like here, whatever. Make sure you have like about a 90-degree angle in your hips. Hold this position. "20 seconds. Need your muscle fibers to get to their full length. So if you always welcome to stretch longer, it's more effective, but never shorter than 20 seconds. So we're doing a chest stretch. Have one arm slightly up, so one leg slightly in front, and you rotate. For about 20 seconds, and then we'll switch sides. Which way should I go? If I go here, then I disappear. So I'm going this way. So you can have your elbow a little bit higher than your shoulder. And we are stretching our glutes. Switch sides. And then we are missing our quads. Stand on one leg, hold on to something, pull one leg back. Make sure you have your core engaged. Pull your leg back as far as you can, but at the same time you make sure this is tight. If you let this tension go, what you do is you're mobilizing your lower back. So you want to keep your stomach in, pull your leg back, then you feel like a good stretch in your front leg. 20 seconds. And then we'll switch. Thank you for working out with me. I hope you enjoyed this cable workout. Please let me know if you have any questions or suggestions. And I also wanted to mention, if you have just started working out with me, it would be nice if you could send me a picture from before and after, if you're working out with me for longer than a few weeks, so that we can see your progress. That would be nice. As I said, any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. Like us if you like us, and don't forget to subscribe, and see you on the next workout video. Bye.